So I'm having a pretty emotional night, and I just feel so unloved in the way that I want to feel loved. You feel used and stupid, and you give and invest into something that you can't control. You're not who you love. No. You are who you love, not who loves you. You are not what you earn. You are what you do. You're not one who gives you love. You are how much love you give. It is the avenue through which you share your life. A daily commitment to learn what it means to love someone else. You could be more or less attracted to someone, more or less compatible, but choosing to love and appreciate someone regardless of those variables is a constant that you choose. Every time you think, wish, imagine, or hope for someone else to give you something, realize that that thing is what you're not giving yourself. Hormones are reactive. Expectations are reactive. You're caught up in trying to show your appealing properties, yet they don't reciprocate. You gotta find someone who appreciates you for you. And then we sit around crying and cursing the stars while nobody loves us. Why we can't find somebody that loves us for who we are. You can't be honest about what you want because you're uncomfortable with the truth of who you are. So long as you're functioning from that mindset, you are filtering your life and whether or not you see the love in it through how well it fits this image. Relationships are the ultimate teaching tools, the most intense healing opportunities, the most explosively beautiful chances for us to really see what is resolved within us. You run into the same problems, you find the same faults, the same relationships, the same pain, and it's all because it's in you. Every relationship is with you. Our negative emotions are not signals of what other people are doing wrong. They're meant to show us how we are misnavigating, misunderstanding, or being controlled by past experiences or fear-based beliefs. They are calls to heal, not to change, drown, or ignore because you don't want to feel bad anymore. The point is that love is not something you find. It's something you become and then choose to share. It's not a label, it's a choice. Loving is experiencing, fearing, and avoiding that experience through anger. The love you really want is your own. The pursuit of someone else is simply trying to find that through something outside of you. It's because we're so disconnected from what love really means. You know, we grow up and, half the friggin' world is divorced, or, they avoid intimacy altogether out of misunderstanding and fear. And the simple reality of not understanding what it takes to really live as a love-based being. It never looks the way you thought it would, and that's because it never looks the way we think it will, or comes the way it should. When we hold an idea of what love should look like, we attach to something that often just quells an insecurity. It saves us from reality, or helps us prove ourselves to someone else. It never looks the way we think it will, because it's not supposed to look any certain way. Because the look of it won't actually give us the experience of it. But the pursuit of that will distract us from actually finding something genuine. You're unaware of the fact that love is nothing but enhancement. It magnifies and brings clarity to whatever is most present in your life. So the things that are most there, self-doubt, loss, insecurity, you will only have more of that. You believe that love will blossom when the circumstances are right. As though you have to put two chemicals together and assume that an instant response will lead to a lifelong, sincere love. It's like you don't know what you want because you're still trying to edit and enhance yourself to them, to appease, to impress, or to just get someone's approval that you're worthy of their love. Our feelings are how we communicate with ourselves. Healing is essentially reopening to seeing good, to being hopeful, sustaining, and then creating more love. We have two concepts, two opposing sets. Follow your heart, regardless of logic, and then don't do anything stupid and illogical when it comes to who you choose to share your life with. The reality is that so long as you are polarized in the utilization of the most important guiding tools you have, or worse, you don't realize you have them, you will be lost as hell. The heart will tell you what you want, and the mind will tell you how. Just let them stay in their own corners of expertise. You have yet to honor the child that's inside you. If you want to know who you really are, imagine speaking to yourself as a child. What would you say and do to make them feel happy? That expression is reflective of what you really need to give yourself. Because learning to love yourself is learning to honor and respect and love and acknowledge the child in you. Or, in other words, your most essential self. You want love to change your life. You want it to provide for you what you think you cannot give yourself. Stability, security, hope, happiness. So long as you function on this belief, you place love as being something that is outside of you, when the reality is that you cannot see, create, or experience on the outside of what you're not already on the inside. You don't realize that what you love most about others is what you love most about yourself. The more you're open to your own joy, the more you appreciate others, the more you are healed of your own anxiety, the less you have to cast and blame and try to fight others into fixing you. Loving someone else comes down to being able to see what you appreciate about them. And it's similar to what you appreciate about yourself. And I realize that now. You not only think that somebody else is responsible for fixing you, but that there is something wrong with them if they don't. So you want to change and fix and condemn them for how they've wronged you. You want to blame them for not being good enough. And that's really imposing on what you're feeling about yourself. You've forgotten kindness when it is the fabric of love. Sorry for the darkness, but I have no light. I don't think people are any more worse to one another than when people really, really love each other. They see so much of themselves in the other that they can't stand it and retaliate in all the same ways. They're rejecting themselves. The foundation of a happy relationship and life is unconditional kindness. It's synonymous with love, and maybe even more effective because it shows you the action as opposed to the feeling or expectation. You're looking for the answer outside of the question. The love you really want is your own. What you're seeking in someone else is what you're not giving yourself. And what angers you, what you aren't accepting and healing, what gives you joy and hope is what you already have within you. Finding a relationship to be that great enhancer to, share your life with, it begins with you. We're told to love ourselves first without ever being told. Loving yourself is giving yourself what you want someone else to. So start the love within and find that love